So last week we had 5 games in the midweek action. This week we only have one, and that one is going to be the Union versus FC Cincinnati. The Union coming into this game 4-2-3, and FC Cincinnati coming into this game with a record of 2-5-2. And FC Cincinnati, the next opponent, is against the Quakes. So as if the Quakes doesn't need any more kind of advantage heading into their weekend games, they're going to get the advantage of the fact that they're going to get more rest than FC Cincinnati, and that FC Cincinnati will have to fly all the way across the other side of the country on a short rest to play against the Quakes on Saturday. And by the way, this game is going to be taking place on a Wednesday. So the Union, of course, they drew 1-1 to the Vancouver Whitecaps away, while FC Cincinnati has lost 3 in a row and have scored only 1 goal in the last 4 games, and that was a penalty against SKC, and that they haven't scored an open goal since a month ago when they were playing against New England, where they were able to win 2-0 in that game, and that was their last victory in their season so far, as they have now also gone 5 games without a win. In terms of the Union in their last 5 starts, or the last 5 games, it's actually not starts. I don't know why I wrote starts there. But the Union, in the last game, they drew to Vancouver 1-1. The Union, of course, won 3-0 against Montreal. They lose to the Galaxy 2-0 on the road. They did win at home 2-1 against FC Dallas. And then in the first meeting, as this is the second and last meeting between both of these teams, it was the Union able to get a 2-0 win against FC Cincinnati away. As for FC Cincinnati, they lost in the last game against the Red Bulls 1-0 away. They lost at home to RSL 3-0. Then they lose to LAFC on the road 2-0. They drew 1-1 against Sporting KC. And then, as I mentioned before, they lost to the Union in the first meeting 2-0 when they were playing at home. And this one, when you look at this matchup, it looks like the Union is probably going to win this, considering the fact that, the Union, they are very good at home, and that they have now won 3 straight at home, and they're playing against an FC Cincinnati side that just cannot score goals right now. Like, they are desperately want Fernando Adi back in this team, which I'm not quite sure if he's back with this team yet. I mean, I know last week I heard that he has cleared his assessment and that he is now back with FC Cincinnati, but we don't know if FC Cincinnati is going to do any further disciplinary issue with Fernando Adi. This team just desperately need a goal scorer. Like, these last couple of weeks, they just could not buy a goal, mainly because they don't have their main goal scorer, and they don't even have a real number 10 in this team. So something tells me the Union is going to win this one, but this is MLS. Crazy things can happen. The Union, they also have a short rest, but it's the same thing with FC Cincinnati. Although the Union had to fly all the way across the other side of the country to play this game on a short rest. Well, FC Cincinnati, they did have to play away, but it was in New York, so it's a little bit of a shorter flight than what the Union have to do, where they have to fly from Vancouver all the way back to Philadelphia. And some of the Union players even complained to the league the fact that, we should have took a charter red-eye flight back to Philadelphia so we can get ready for the Cincinnati game. Instead, we had to stay an extra day in Vancouver, and that we had to only fly back to Philadelphia on that Sunday. And this is something I mentioned before, of how teams are complaining to the league the fact that they're not providing charter flight for every single game. And eventually I think I'm gonna have to make a video about that, because there's been many teams in the past has complained about it, but the league still hasn't really done anything about it. And I think it is kind of time where I feel like teams should have the rights to charter a flight, because every single American professional sport, whether it's MLB, NHL, NBA, and all the other professional sports, their team has the right to charter flight. Why does MLS does not have that? And sure, MLS, they don't really, MLS doesn't have as much money as what you have with other team, and each team in MLS is not valued as much as the other team in the 4 professional sports. But still, it is kind of bush league, the fact that MLS and these players still have to go on commercial flight to just go to a game, when they could have easily just do a charter flight, and that it would have been much more easier and much more convenient for them. But like I said, that is a topic for another day, and that is pretty much it for this preview. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this game and who exactly is going to win this one. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.